Our next guest attended the United States Merchant Marine Academy and the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School. As a naval aviator, he flew 39 combat missions during the Gulf War. As an astronaut, he flew 4 missions into space and flew the final flight of Endeavour in 2011. He lives in Tucson with his wife, former Congressman Gabby Giffords. On December the 2nd, 2020, he was elected to finish the term of late Senator John McCain. Please welcome the state of Arizona, the Honorable U.S. Senator Mark Kelly.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. Such an honor to be invited and to be in the presence of Americans who are dedicated to serving our country and dedicated to one another. I want to thank, first of all, James Oxford, National Commander, Vice Admiral Yancey Lindsay, the Commander of the Navy Installations Command, and Legion Auxiliary State President Jeannie Molina for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity. But most of all, I want to thank all of you, every Legionnaire that's here today, and everybody across the country. Thank you for your selfless service. Thank you for your sacrifice. And thank you for your dedication to our country. Now, growing up in New Jersey, both of my parents were police officers. They taught me a lot about public service, and it was their example that inspired me to join the United States Navy. From 39 combat missions in Operation Desert Storm, to 4 trips rocketing into space on the space shuttle, to this new job serving in the United States Senate, I have always found my purpose in public service. And I know that's something that many of us in this room and around the country share. And I say this often, and I may be a bit biased about this, but I know that those who join our armed forces, those who put on our nation's uniform and take the oath, they are the very best that our country has to offer. And never has that been clearer than over these past couple weeks. We saw the 82nd Airborne Division, which is where my dad served in the early 1960s. We saw Marines and Air Force pilots deploy on hours' notice to facilitate an airlift that got more than 120,000 people out of Afghanistan. An incredible effort. No one but the United States military could have pulled that off. No one. And I'm so grateful for their professionalism and their courage in the face of constant threats. Now, it's important we take a moment to recognize those who made the ultimate sacrifice last week. 11 Marines, 1 Navy corpsman, and 1 soldier killed in a terrorist attack while they protected the airport. Today, we think of their families and loved ones, and we remember them and we reflect on their lives and their service and their love of our country. And I know that many of you in this room understand personally that level of sacrifice better than most. And today, you all continue to serve, so thank you for that. The Legion's service is as far-reaching as our military, and the positive impact of your work is admirable. Whether it's assisting veterans with their benefits, helping veterans and their families explore career options, providing family and community support, or offering opportunities for homeless veterans. The American Legion ensures that veterans strengthening America is more than just a motto. It's a practice ingrained in American values, and one that, both in my past as a naval aviator and as an astronaut and now as a U.S. Senator, I try to put into action every single day. That's because the legacy of this Senate seat, the one that I'm in, is one of service. It's one of integrity, independence, and the love of our country. Like many of you, imagine, like me, your first impressions of John McCain may not have been of him as a senator. It wasn't for me. But my first impression of him was of his service in the United States Navy. And I remember being at SEER School in 1987, and John McCain was the example of how you continue to serve your country honorably and bravely in the most impossible circumstance of being shot down and captured. He was a hero to young Navy pilots like me, and I never expected that I would get the opportunity to meet him later in life or to call him a friend, and I certainly never expected to be serving in this Senate seat, his Senate seat. And though his legacy of service cannot be matched, it is my intention to carry on this mission both on the Senate Armed Services Committee, where I work to strengthen our national security and Arizona's role in it, and on veterans issues, ensuring that the federal government serves veterans with the same respect and integrity as our veterans have served our country. With that, thank you. With that in mind, one of the things I did after taking office was to form a Veterans Advisory Group made up of Arizona veterans, community leaders. We meet regularly to discuss how to strengthen the partnership between our state's communities and its service members and veterans and their families. This group's input and recommendations are central to my work in guaranteeing that every policy, every program or resource that flows from Washington supports veterans and their families here at home. And that starts with legislation like the VA Quality Healthcare Accountability and Transparency Act, which is making progress in the Senate this week. Here in Phoenix, veterans know what it means when the VA doesn't keep its promise. We know what that's like. Congressman Ruben Gallego and I introduced this bipartisan legislation to address issues identified by the Government Accountability Office with how the VA was failing to disclose information in a way that could be utilized by veterans. This legislation would require the VA to work with veteran service organizations and veterans and caregivers to improve the display of staffing and vacancy information and patient wait times and patient safety and quality of care measures in a way that is easy for veterans to use so they can make informed decisions about their health care. It would also require the VA to annually audit the data that is released to the public to ensure that it is both accurate and complete. That means improving transparency and giving veterans and veteran service organizations like yours the tools to better help veterans get the care that they need and the care that they've earned. And I'm glad to say that just a few weeks ago it advanced unanimously out of the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. Together with my Senate colleagues, I'm working on cutting through red tape to make sure that our veterans get the care they need without unnecessary delays or hardship. Earlier this year, as the vaccine was just starting to be distributed, I urged the VA to expand COVID-19 vaccine eligibility to all veterans and their spouses and ensure that family members of veterans who passed away due to COVID-19 received the benefits, the dependent benefits that they count on. And just last week, I joined Republicans and Democrats, my colleagues, in calling on the VA to do more proactive engagement with post-9/11 veterans during what is such a difficult time for many right now with what has happened over the last couple weeks. And I've also introduced bipartisan legislation named after fallen United States Navy Petty Officer Brandon Concerta, who's from Arizona. The Brandon Act would allow service members to confidentially seek mental health treatment to prevent tragedies like Brandon's. We are here to serve Arizonans and Americans. That's our mission. My Senate office is guided by that philosophy. Day in and day out, our staff stop at nothing to assist veterans. In the 9 short months since we opened this, my team has helped prevent a disabled veteran from being evicted. We've assisted countless Arizonans with obtaining survivor benefits. We've helped veterans trace and retain their disability benefits, and we've connected a chronically injured veteran with much-needed care closer to home. These are only a few examples of the cases that we have had the privilege to have an impact on. And I'm sure that everybody in this room knows exactly the kind of rewarding feeling you get from successfully helping a veteran. In recent weeks, we've also been all hands on deck to assist Americans and Afghan partners evacuating Afghanistan. We've worked on hundreds of cases. We've helped many get out, but this work doesn't stop. And while I'm here, I want to say that my office is at Arizonans' disposal. It's at your disposal. Please, please reach out if you or somebody that you know needs help navigating a federal agency. Sometimes it is really hard. We are here to help. Organizations like the American Legion inspire and inform my service. Together, working together, we can hold the VA accountable to provide world-class care, cut through unnecessary bureaucracy, and offer educational, financial, and career support to those who gave so much in service of our nation. These are not Democrat or Republican issues. These are American issues. And that's something Senator McCain understood, that there is common ground to be found, especially when it comes to strengthening our national defense and taking care of our service members, veterans, and their families. And I'm proud to be working alongside with all of you towards that mission success. So thank you once again for your service. Thank you for your continued dedication to our country, and have a great rest of the convention. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.